Gold, new record today. Do you get out?
I'm not a big fan of gold. I know all of you are, but I'm not a big fan of gold. I think gold has left the fundamental arena and has gone into the more speculative arena. When we start seeing gold eagles selling 20 and 25 and 30% above their actual value, it tells you this is beyond a fundamental story. Doesn't mean it can't go up for a little while longer. It probably can. But my point is, let's call a spade here, and let's say that this is a momentum story, and people tend to get out too late on momentum stories. So I think it's better to be selling into this than holding on.
Consumer cyclicals, that's your favorite sector going into the end of the year?
I think last time I was here, I said I thought that the holiday season was going to be better than people think. I still think that's the case. As long as employment continues to slowly improve, I think we'll see a pretty good
Black Friday doesn't cause you to rethink that?
No, I think, one day, I mean, who knows? Maybe everybody had indigestion from bad turkey.
Rich, you did a great job switching gears in the middle of the year, going from bear to bull. Perfect timing. Kudos to you. Now, you look at what's going on right now in the capital markets. It's clearly a chase for performance. Here's the big question, though. What happens in January? We're only 30 days, basically, or less than 30 days away from that. What happens?
Well, I think the most amazing thing, and maybe you guys know this better than I do, I haven't heard anybody talk about the January effect.
Right.
Which is like, this is the time of year we should be talking about the January effect. Nobody is talking about the January effect.
Well, I think that's because of the tax situation. People don't have to take losers.
Right, but remember, the January effect is not just a tax-related event. There's a lot of different things, and people try to front-run it, and they do it in December. Nobody's talking about it. I think first quarter next year is going to be a very good time for small-cap stocks. We may see the rally actually begin in December for small caps, but I think last time I was here, I said you want to keep an eye on small caps. I think that's still the story.
So you still like the crappier, that was what you were...
yeah, I'm not sure I used that adjective, but...
It's a balance sheet, technical, very technical.
I said
one person's
junkier,
crap is another person's value.
Yes, exactly. But I think, it's funny because a lot of the stories we're seeing right now are cyclical stories related to emerging markets, commodities. This is all cyclicality. People aren't talking about the cheaper, undervalued cyclicality that's in the United States, and that's predominantly in small cap value right now, which I still like because of that.
Richard, what's the roadblock after we get into the year, after we get into 2010? Is it higher taxes in 2011? What's the roadblock? Where do you turn bearish again?
Well, a lot of the fears that I think people have, like inflation, taxes, Fed funds going up, all those type of things, those I think are going to be second half 2010, 2011 issues. The profit cycle is troughing right now. Profitability is starting to rev up, and I hope it will next year. But what generally you find is that inflation has a huge correlation to corporate profits. Taxes have a huge correlation to corporate profits. The Fed funds rate has a huge correlation to corporate profits. So as we go to 2010, 2011, it becomes more of an earnings-driven market. You have to find companies with incremental earnings growth to offset all these negatives that you mentioned.